I was new in town. Heading into my final year of school, ready for all the exams, assignments and choices that would determine my future, still having no idea what I wanted to be when I grew up, looking to stay there only as long as necessary, only until I got my ticket out in an admission letter to uni. But before all that, I had to spend the Christmas holidays unpacking vases my grandma used to own and old DVDs that no one watched anymore. Not that I was missing much anyway. It was an ordinary little country town. Nothing much changed in the last 30 years, just the one main street that split the town in half, where tourists were forced to slow down to 50 k's and either stop at the servo or keep pushing through till they hit the 110k sign again. The main street was where it all happened, where the butcher was next to the baker, which was next to the gossip maker. But that was where I'd first learnt that this town wasn't as ordinary as I'd thought. That was where I'd first heard about them, the Starlight Girls. Every year, the council would grow a tree out on the town common. They'd feed it, water it, prune it, care for it, and guard it with their lives. And then on December 1st, those same people would hack it down, drag it into the town square, and drench it in garish baubles and tinsel. Oh, and I mustn't forget the angel that sat on top, with its creepy one eye that seemed to stare at you as you walked by. She was so ancient, I'm sure she would have seen the baby Jesus being born, back when she had 2 eyes. But when night fell, all the out-of-tune caroling and family photos in front of the tree stopped, and the Starlight Girls would come out. Some said they'd hang a locket of their hair on the tree and chant incantations to place hexes on those who wronged them. Others said they would just dance around the tree like no one was watching. But they would always be there, even in the darkest hours when the streetlights went out and the stars and moon hid behind the clouds. Nothing seemed to discourage them. No one knew exactly why they did it. They'd ask them, of course, but they would only get a half-hearted response that they were telling ghost stories or practicing for the Christmas pageant. But they'd been doing it every year for the past 4 years. The same 3 girls, each from different families, but all the same age, and in the same grade. The same grade I was going to be in. Emily Grace. Everyone said they never heard more than 4 or 5 words from her, and even when they did, it was barely louder than a whisper. But she had a mind like a human calculator. I saw her at the grocery store one day where she worked. She was in the fruit and veg section, writing the prices on trays of rockmelon, faster than the label machine could print them out. Even now she would fit right in at NASA. Tucked safely behind a glass cabinet at the school office was the cross-country shield that for the past 4 years had the same name engraved for the winner of the girls' race. That name was Mia Torres, the second of the Starlight Girls. Mia seemed to do everything and be good at everything she did. Not only was she a ball of stamina, but she was quick-witted with sharp comebacks as the captain of the school debate team. And in her spare time, wherever she found that, she was president of the local youth club, which had to change their eligibility age so that she could be president back when she was only 13. And then there was Ella Litchfield. If Aphrodite had been reincarnated in a teenage girl, even she would be struck by Ella's aura. She had a mane that looked like Rumpelstiltskin had swapped straw for hair and spun that into gold. You're probably thinking, yeah, but I bet she's a horrible person. Nope. Ella would always say hello to everyone and ask how they were, and she actually cared about the answer. It didn't matter who you were, everyone was equal in her eyes. She could have run that school, but her parents kept her on a tight leash, hidden away like a ballerina in a jewelry box. They always denied it was their Ella out cavorting beneath the tree each year. Early one morning, in mid-December, I went out to the tree to search for any clues as to what they had been doing all night, and why they were so absorbed by whatever it was. But the downpour during the night had lost everything in a muddy mess. The days went by slowly, the boxes gradually disappearing. The nights passed and I caught glimpses of the Starlight Girls from time to time. Then Christmas Eve came. I'd been up watching crappy Christmas movies when I spotted them outside my bedroom window walking past. I swore Ella Litchfield looked me right in my eyes and smiled. They were headed for the tree again. The house had grown silent, just a sporadic beep from a phantom smoke detector. I slipped out the laundry door at the end of the house, in my darkest washed jeans and black shirt from a rocker Stedford I did years ago. I needed answers. The day had been so humid, it was like swimming through a tub of honey. The clouds above me drooped like an overfilled water balloon. The sky was ready to pop at any moment. They were all there by the time I'd arrived, standing silently staring, holding each other's hands, making a ring around the tree. I hid behind a park bench and garbage can that smelt like the drunks stumbling home from the pub and dogs out for their evening walk had shared. I waited and watched, but the girl still stood, eyes closed, hair waving in the breeze. I felt a fat drop splatter on my cheek. The clouds above were green and angry. The girls didn't look like leaving, so neither would I. I crawled under the park bench just as the hail began to fall. It clanged on the rubbish can and thumped on the park bench above me. The girls raised their arms. They began swaying as hailstones bounced off their arms. As the rain and hail grew heavier, the girls' movements got faster. They twirled and spun round the tree in unison. It grew so heavy, I could barely see Ella Litchfield's golden hair. The Starlight Girls started chanting. I couldn't quite make it out at first. I closed my eyes and ignored the pounding hailstones and focused on their voices. No Scylla, no Scylla, no Scylla. It was haunting, but enticing at the same time. The word ran through my mind. It felt so familiar. Then it hit me like a hailstone. They were chanting my name. I crawled out from under the park bench and crept towards them. Either they didn't notice me, or they wanted me to come closer. No Scylla, no Scylla, they continued chanting. I sloshed through the puddles, fending off the larger hailstones, and stood beside them. Allison, they said in unison. They all stopped. Each held a hand out towards me. I looked at each of them. Feet bare, hair a tangled mess, clothes clinging to their bodies, but each with a great big smile on their face. A genuine, happy smile. Something I hadn't had since our family trip to Dreamworld last year, since before I had to start getting serious about my future. Mia looked down at my muddied Converses. I stood on the heels of them, slipping my feet free. I took Mia and Emily's hands and joined them.